Hey guys, so I've made a few videos recently with a mysterious 10 bucks IMAX adapter and you get quite interested in it and I got a lot of comments, well, yeah, tell me what it is. And well, that's the intention. I just wanted to know your opinion about it because it's actually a very cheap solution. And some people said that it might be a L2 medium format speed booster, and it is one of one option you can do that, but it is quite expensive because those adapters are like $400 or something, like a few $100s for sure, and it's quite expensive. So I found a cheaper solution, which is not as correct as a speed booster, but still works in a similar way. And it's actually a speed booster that goes in front of your lens, basically. Yes, and a few comments guessed it pretty right. It is a wide angle adapter, and I think even some comments guessed that it is 0.45x adapter, wide angle adapter. So it's not only wide angle, but it also comes with a macro lens inside. So you can, well, that's quite a sound. So you unscrew this and yeah, and it is pretty cheap. Yeah, so I got it for like $10 on a used market, and it's a little bit like, it has this dent somewhere here. Yeah, so I put a clear filter so I can screw NDs without any issues. It is, by the way, 72 millimeters here, but they come in all shapes and sizes, and the quality is not good anyway, so I don't think you should care about the manufacturer. But as you might have seen, talking about the quality, it gets, like, it has some really bad chromatic aberration, but in some way, it actually looks kind of cinematic, right? It has some style to it, and you can use it in particular scenario. Basically, like, you surely don't want to use it all the time, but in some scenarios, it might look cool. And the way how it works, so it is in my head at least, why I call it IMAX. So it is 0.45x, right? And like, we usually use speed boosters on our blackmagic cameras, right? Like micro four thirds cameras, like pockets and other Panasonic as well, GH series. And the speed booster is usually 0.71. Yeah, so it kind of reduces the crop by 0.71. And so if we do a quick math, right, and we Google, like, for example, we Google BMPCC 4K sensor size, okay? So the horizontal length of a sensor is 18.96 millimeters divided by 0.71. So the sensor kinda becomes 26.704 anyway, so 26.7, right? And if we take 26.7 and we add another speed booster on it and we divide it by 0.45, so the sensor becomes basically 59.3 millimeters, so basically 60 millimeter sensor. It is the size of an Alexa 65, I guess. Wait, Alexa 65. Oh, it's actually even bigger because Alexa 65 sensor size is 54.12 horizontal line, and you're getting 59.3. So this is already bigger than Alexa 65. And if we use LUMIX with open gate and full frame, so S5II sensor size is 35.6, and we divide it by 0.45, and we get crazy 79.1 millimeters, which is bigger than IMAX. And obviously you're getting a lot of vignetting and like even more chromatic aberration on the sides. So you can pretty much crop like 10-15% to be safe and get somewhat clearer image. And also what's interesting about it is that it kind of enhances every feature, every characteristic of your lens. For example, this famous Sigma 18-35 is a crop sensor lens, but from 24 to 35, it covers full frame. And the downside with that is you get severe pincushion distortion, and you get it even worse with LUMIX cameras, because LUMIX cameras have their like native lens correction turned on, and you can turn it off, so it assumes that it's wide angle, and it kind of usually is a barrel distortion, so it kind of uses an opposite, well, what's flying here, so it kind of uses the opposite way to correct this distortion, so it uses pincushion distortion to correct it. And here, since this lens already has pincushion distortion, it gets even worse. And with this adapter, it gets even worse than that. And you can see it in some examples that I shot a few days ago. So yeah, but also it doesn't work well with every lens. I don't have all the lenses in the world to test, but I've tested it with anamorphic lenses on Blackmagic, and that's actually where I like it the most. I shot a short film for TV with CW35 anamorphic with Blackmagic Pocket and this adapter all the time. It was on, and yeah, it has this stylistic kind of image to it, so I used it and everyone loved it and I liked it too, but I wish it was a little bit less than that. Like, it's a bit too stylistic, I guess. But yeah, it makes your lens basically wider. It makes your field of view wider, but you kind of keep the same compression as the 35. I mean, it looks like it at least. And you get the same f-stop. So yeah, that's just quite an interesting toy to play with and to experiment, especially if you can get this for $10 or something like that. I think it's a just good lens, good adapter to play around with, and I'm really glad that a few people actually recognized it and guessed it. So good for you guys, you're cool. Yeah, for everyone else, just try it out, I guess. Yeah. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.